Take that, Fates.
Yeah, Fates. All right. Hello and welcome, everyone, to episode 126. I forgot to correct that on the agenda. 126 of the GGG Podcast. As always, I am Paul, and I am joined by my co-host, Phil. We got a good show for you today, talking about Microsoft's mass layoffs for our main topic, as it has a lot of waves that are going to go through the industry because of this. We knew they were coming since last week, and now we get to dig into the details. So that's sort of exciting, except not really.
You said good episode, right?
Well, we're going to talk about big news. That's what I meant.
Yes.
Good.
We'll be doing a lot of fun stuff over here.
Yes. But if you haven't already liked and subscribed to the GGG Podcast, please follow us over on our YouTube channel. And if you're listening to the audio-only version on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or anywhere else where you get your podcasts, follow us over there as well. Phil, I know you've been very, very, very busy, as have I. Have you had time for games this week? Has anything come to the surface? Have you played Marvel Rivals? No. He's staring into the void right now.
That's what's happening. Staring into the middle distance. Like, the game that I'm playing is my life. No, I have played a bit of Hades 2, and that's probably the most that I've played in the past week, and I love that game. It's quite good. I definitely bounced off at first because I got it during its initial release, where they're like, the game's not finished yet, but we know you wanted to play. Which, while sometimes I love, I think Hades is an example of one of the games where I'm like, just give me the whole thing when it's done so I can play that.
Yeah, I would understand it more if it was the first iteration of it, where they didn't have the financial backing, but now that it had such success, it's just like, just release the thing when it's done. So
that, and with all the story elements to it that are, it feels weirdly incomplete. And I feel like while the writing was likely done well in advance, it's just nice to know that what you're doing is going to matter. And they didn't really reset anything, which is also great. But it just felt like, okay, I gotta wait for this to be done to really dive in. And now that it is, having a great time with it. Now that it's worked its way back into my rotation. But I think, like, I played one match of Marvel Rivals, and that's about it. They announced new characters. Jubilee is going to be the next hero they're adding.
Yeah, I saw that.
She's a support. And then I think the Hood, who is just a Marvel villain with a magic cape and guns, which is fun. But that's all I've been playing. What about you, man?
A number of things. I don't have my gaming PC with me in LA right now, so it's been pretty much all PlayStation 5. Although I have been playing Dave the Diver on our Switch 2.
There we go.
It had a new DLC that came out, and it adds like another game on top of it. It's crazy. They could have made Dave the Diver 2, but they decided, nah, it's just going to be a $10 DLC pack. So my partner's been loving that, and I've been playing as well. And then been playing the finals. Today is the release of season 11, which is a space-themed season. They have a new map in the game. It looks really cool. It's like a Halo, basically, from Halo.
Very cool.
So you can look up to the sky and see the big orbiting, circular thing. So that's really exciting for me. Last season was fantasy, which I love. This season is space, which I love. So definitely on board with all of that. And then I also beat the 007 James Bond game.
Very nice.
So yeah, it was good. But yeah, it was not great. It never wowed me at any moment, which I was a little disappointed with. It kind of, in moments, to me, Phil, and I'm gonna see if you agree with this, it kind of felt like they made a game for James Bond fans. And that came first before making a good game. Does that make sense at all?
I could see that. I think I definitely felt at many different instances that this game is like good, and I'm waiting for it to be great.
Yeah,
and I think that's probably consistent. As I was getting through it, I was like, oh, well, when's this really gonna open up and like let me do the thing.
Yeah.
So that is good to hear, I guess. Good to know, but it is a kind of bummer to find out. Like,
and
it
it's
never really climbed over that last hurdle.
Yeah, and like I to reiterate, like I think it's a good game. It's just at no point in the game was I like, wow, this is an amazing experience that I need to play through a second time. I'm happy they have like the tactical simulations, which I've been checking out, and those are nice to play as something after you beat the campaign. But it just was not. It lacked some oomph that like Uncharted has, and also I will say the combat not fantastic. The melee combat is pretty good, but the gunplay and the cover system and that kind of stuff, you can get good at it with all of the different stuff you can do, but I just don't think it's great in general. So but I'm happy to see a somewhat new franchise, albeit an old IP, get some legs and get a game made. So, and I'm happy I paid for it. So I am reinforcing new things, sort of.
There we go. It is new things attached to a pretty big IP, but it's new things still. So we'll take it. We did good. We helped a little known IP called James Bond really quick.
Exactly. And then I don't think I've really been playing that much. I've been playing Rematch still because of the World Cup. That's been the same as last week. But yeah, that's pretty much been it. So
very nice.
Fortnite, obviously, been playing some Fortnite. So
that's okay.
Collecting those sprites.
I haven't really messed with the sprites. I gotta dive back in, but again, there's so many things. Like Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced came out today, and that is all I want to do. And that's probably all I will do once I get like free time. But we'll see.
Well, let's jump in and just talk about that. So Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remastered came out today, and also back in 2013. But everything about this game, it looks gorgeous. It definitely looks like it's in the newer Assassin's Creed engine, and everything looks good. It seems like some of the systems have changed in places that are more consistent with modern Assassin's Creed games. But yeah, I loved Black Flag. Is one of the best Assassin's Creeds, if not the best Assassin's Creed in my opinion. Maybe AC2 is up there for me. But yeah, are you buying this today? Are you going to play this free time tonight, or?
Whereupon free time happens to me, I will play this. I do already own it. I bought it already. Excellent. I was like, yeah, that's a day one for me.
Right on.
Again, it's I think $59.99 for the game, which is pretty cool to see. The fact that it is a game that came out more than 10 years ago is
13
years ago. It is a bit of a bummer, but also they have redone the entire game and like added new things, changed the combat up. So I am, I'm excited to get back into it. I think it's one of those games where I was talking to someone about it and I was telling them how excited I was for it. They're like, yeah, I've already played it. And I was like, yeah, for me, I definitely played it a lot. That don't matter. That was such a cool experience. I want to do it again.
Yeah. I heard a description of it that maybe you could let me know if this rings true after you get some time with the game. But he said that it felt like playing a video game how you remember it in your head. Where it's like, if you really went back and played the 2013 Black Flag, like, it's probably not going to look or run or be as good as you remember it in your head. But this, it brings that to life. It makes you think like, oh yeah, this is what it was like back then. And then you look at it side by side, and you're like, oh my God, it's so much better today.
I think that's the best thing I could hear about a video game like getting remastered. Because like there's something else that someone said like, oh yeah, it's like playing it how you remember it, and that is when it can really ape that feeling it feels just right. Like I can get a bit of my childhood back, or my young adolescence back,
just for a moment, just
for
the feeling,
a fleeting second of. Anywho. Well, that's coming out, so that's good. We got one good thing going.
Yeah, one good thing. We also got a petition against Sony's No More Discs, as well as Microsoft's No More Discs program that seems to be flying under the PR radio because of the massive amount of layoffs that they are doing. So it's like, we're going to bury some of our bad PR with worse PR.
Yeah, good.
So yeah, the petition has reached 220,000, probably more, since this article has come out. Petition, I believe it originated in Canada. I want to say, yes, Canadian retailer started this up. It has over 200,000 signatures. This is nice. I think it's great. I just don't think it's realistically gonna happen.
Oh, it's not gonna do anything, but still, it's cool that it's happening.
Yeah, but it's like with petitions, you need to get over like 1 million before you're even taken seriously, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I hope it continues growing. People, if you're passionate about keeping your discs, I know I am, sign this petition. I'll probably do so as well. But
we're gonna get to like 100 or 1 million signatures, and they're gonna be like, all right, that's it. We're putting down Astrobot. That's the new news story. Like they're gonna keep coming up with worse news stories to take our minds off of them destroying discs. Which, I definitely I came off last episode as it doesn't matter too much, and I get like the arguments for why it does matter, and I think regardless, I am always on the side of the companies are just going to try to get as much money out as possible. Yeah. I think I've been moved a little bit more of like, even though you just have a digital license on the disc, it is still cool to be able to get that, to have that like form of media. But I think Sony is just at this point trying to wait out the storm, and Microsoft is trying to wait out the storm, and it is the fact they both did it together and both were happy to do it, like bing boom, I think means something. And
well, they really, what's not receiving a lot of criticism, or would only receive criticism for a few days, is that Grand Theft Auto did this. Grand Theft Auto came out and said, we're not having discs at launch. You're not going to get them. Maybe there will be discs later on. We're kind of vague on the details about that. Maybe they're there for Christmas. Who knows? But for real. And so they broke the glass. And then Sony and Microsoft were like, okay, Grand Theft Auto did it. That means we can now do it as well. I had a thought about this, Phil, and I want to see if you're receptive to it, because I'm not quite sure that I'm receptive to it. But just trying to think realistically with how these greedy companies are, would you be open to the option of to get a physical disc, a physical copy of the game, if you paid a premium for it? So if, let's say, we establish the new video game price is $80, we're not talking about Grand Theft Auto, but would you pay $100? What I'm saying is, like, do the ultimate versions? No? Okay.
No. No, that's not. Because I definitely think like the physical add-ons for games is a thing that like I get wanting to get for some games and wanting to see exist. Or like, for mega fans of like for Assassin's Creed, I was considering getting the Edward Kenway like
the statue and everything.
Statue that would come with the PC code. But I also think like, no, that should just be the base version of the game. And what you should do is make the disc version be it's $79.99, and if you go just digital, $69.99. Give us an option. Keeping the disc version at like sort of the going rate right now, and then the digital, if you want to get us to move to digital, freaking put a carrot in front of us.
Yeah, I look, I totally agree. I just like I feel like they've already established we can charge people $70, and now Grand Theft Auto has established this as well. We can charge people $80 for a
Mm-hmm.
digital only product, a
Yeah.
license to play this video game.
Mm-hmm.
And so like yeah, I this has been an opinion of mine for years of like if I'm buying it digitally, why am I paying the same price as if I go and buy it at Target or if I go and buy it at GameStop? That doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so but they've established that people are going to pay that premium for the convenience of you don't have to leave your house, the
Mm-hmm.
Amazon culture, get it delivered, get it quickly. And so
Well,
yeah,
a lot of games also come in tax free when you get them digitally, which is kind of cool.
sure. Yeah, that is cool. So you
Like
pay
it's handy.
$70, you pay $60.99 exactly, as opposed to
Yes.
paying $78 or whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
and living out here in California, which
Makes a difference.
give taxes, woo, but also it's an extra like $10 when you buy a video game, and it's tough to
Yeah,
get yourself in that headspace.
yeah. So I will say to finish my pitch to greedy companies, like there's a middle ground here where you can be like, hey, if you want to pay for the deluxe version of the game, you get a physical copy of the game or something like that. Or you can even do that online where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, we're going to give you the game code that's attached to this disc that we're sending you or whatever, so you can play it now, and then the actual physical thing is in the mail or something like that. And that way you don't have to go through another retailer who dips in your margins. It's not a perfect solution. I wish they would just charge less, but they're not freaking
Yeah,
going to.
they're not
And
gonna. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, here's the thing. Also, I feel like you see these games that charge less and make a ton of money.
yeah.
Expedition 33, that
Mhm,
like make a bunch of money for their studio.
mhm.
That could be the norm if you just made games more affordable. I think more people would buy more games and then be like a part of the culture, part of the conversation. And I
Yeah.
think that would like kind of boost the industry if it was not as much of a luxury. But that's just me. I am no businessman. I'm not a billionaire like these other businessmen.
But you have good
Um,
ideas.
I've got good ideas. Let's move on to my favorite idea, which
Okay.
is Palworld actually launching. You guys, we made it. We did it. Palworld's
Woo!
got to 1.0.
Oh yeah.
Nintendo tried to crush him, tried to sue him into oblivion, and the pals said, "Eat rats, Pikachu," and they made their game. They changed some things in their game, but they have continued and improved upon their game. The crazy thing is, I played Power World a lot when it first released on Game Pass,
Yeah.
and the changes that they've made to Power World, like they've expanded 3 more like islands. I think there is another island. It might be 2, and they're going to 3,
Oh
or
my
3 and they're
god.
going to 4. Yeah, whole new areas, bosses, raids, a lot of new pals, new movement mechanics, new combat mechanics, so you can kind of like fight the pals a little bit more accurately. And graphically, the game has improved a lot, as well as crossplay. There is so much they've added to this game that it feels like Power World 1.0 will be almost. It's like with Hades, where you hopped in at first. For me, Power World, the story's not there.
No.
But
There's no
now
story.
there's no story. You just catch pals, making your own
Yeah.
stories. Make a slave camp, if you will.
Yeah.
But now it is a fully functional game, which is cool because playing it early on, it was very easy to see that game had a lot of promise, and
Yeah.
it is just fulfilling that promise now.
Yeah, I'm so happy that they got to 1.0. I'm so happy that they won the lawsuit against Nintendo. I thought that was ridiculous in the first place.
Yeah.
Screw you, Nintendo. Like, ugh. I hate that attitude. It's like, just make a better Pokemon game if you're mad about it. You got more money than they do. You got a lot more money than they do. So I'm happy to see it launch. I, like you, have not played since it really launched. I haven't gone back for any of the major updates, even though periodically I see it in my Steam and it's like, oh, Palworld has a 15 gigabyte update. What is going on over there? So, and there's been several of those.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm curious to get back in. and I think I will. I did also see the graphical update, so I'm curious of how it looks as well. Although, all
Yeah.
things considered, I didn't think the graphics were that bad when it
Yeah.
released.
I think if anything, they've improved some of the lighting and like physics stuff. They do say that if you want to experience everything, you should start a new save, which that's half the fun of Palworld, in my opinion, anyways, like kind of
Yeah,
building your new world.
exactly.
Additionally, what is the name of the company? Sorry. It, well, I'm just gonna call them the Pal friends. The Pal friends over at Palworld, the developers who made the game, are saying that the game will actually not go up in price as it was planned.
Mm-hmm.
At first, the $30 was like where you would buy in to get the early access
Early
of the game and
access,
then
yeah.
have the full game later. But they said, "No, you know what? We're just gonna keep it at $30. Enjoy," which
What
again,
a
pretty rad.
concept! And they're sending you a free disc in the mail, apparently.
And yeah, they're sending you a free disc, and it's got a different PAL carved onto it by a child in a far off country.
Oh dear.
I don't have to think about it. I don't have to think about it at all. But yeah, that's that is very good and exciting news in the gaming world to see a sort of up and comer. Pocket Pair is the developer that I misnamed a lot earlier. To see Pocket Pair like have this success to make something that gamers wanted, that gamers have been asking for, like an updated version of the Pokemon model, and to kind of beat Nintendo, like you were saying, to beat this Colossus with infinite money, who is, I feel like, kind of golden handcuffed between their card game and their anime and their main series games. Fun side note before we move on, though, Pocket Pair is also launching a Palworld TCG trading card game. So they are becoming the very thing they sought to destroy. They are becoming Pokemon.
I mean, I don't ever think that they were like, we're not Pokemon.
Yeah. No, I just mean to say they're making a card game. They're going whole hog.
I mean,
into the life.
they have potential to really disrupt the Pokemon economy. And that's why Nintendo took legal action in the first place. And good for them. It's Nintendo could go for some competition because they're not getting it from Sony or Microsoft at all. They like what's their biggest competition? Roblox, maybe Fortnite, maybe. So yeah. All right, let's press right along. Dragon Age is unlikely to continue, or at least at Electronic Arts. The last Dragon Age being Dragon Age Veilguard, a Dragon Age that I really liked, although I will acknowledge is not a perfect game by any means, but I really enjoyed it. Came out in late 2024. I want to say, I think October, somewhere around there. And it failed to meet a lot of sales expectations. That's something that we knew and reported it on pretty early. But also it had a lot of bad PR, especially with people criticizing that you have, gay companions and there's more women on the team than there's men on the team, and, being little spoiled whiny brats about characters and crap like that. So sorry, was that judgmental? The former lead, David Geider, I want to say, said that it's unlikely to continue unless somebody buys it from Electronic Arts. As we also reported on, Electronic Arts was sold by Jared Kushner and is now owned by a financial Saudi group. And they're not really keen on, progressive social issues. So I don't really see Dragon Age continuing there. But I kind of see this as a pitch of him announcing, hey, I have another idea for Dragon Age, but somebody else has got to come buy this IP off of Electronic Arts because they are not going to do anything with it at all. And we also talked about, sorry to keep going on, but there's a lot of information. We also talked about the production issues with Dragon Age Veilguard, where it was originally designed to be a multiplayer game with different guilds and stuff like that you participate in with these repeatable quests. And then halfway through the development, they pivoted to just a single player game after seeing the downfall of Anthem and other EA online games that didn't really work out, the live services. So
Yeah.
it's, I think that Dragon Age Veilguard really prevailed despite a lot of crap on the journey of making that game. And it's unfortunate that it was just a good game and not a great game, and that a lot of people did not play it. But it would be really sad for me, I think, personally, if that was the last Dragon Age that were to ever come out. 'Cause
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good franchise, and you can really do a lot of things with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a vibe for I think who should buy it, and I think it should be, which kind of seems maybe like a bad idea. I would say Wizard of the Coast should buy Dragon Age, and subsequently like make it a new setting for D&D, like kind of a different set of rules, like make a pen and paper game of Dragon Age. And then, as we know, they are getting into the game production company with their upcoming like Mass Effect like game, and explore that after this. Maybe make a Dragon Age game with their company, with their know-how behind it. They would get money in terms of, hey, here's a whole new D&D setting with characters that you know and love.
Yeah, it's
and then
the
also
Dragon Age D&D.
Yeah, and then
Attach the
boom,
name
here's
to
a
it and
new
everything.
game. Yeah, so that's my pitch. But yeah, it is. I was gonna say my initial idea was like, oh, Warner Brothers. I think they'd be a great home for. Oh no, wait, they're about to be owned by Paramount, which also is Saudi money. Who else? Ubisoft. Nope, they're barely holding on. So yeah, it is. It does look, I feel like, kind of sadly unlikely that we will get more Dragon Age. But there might be some really, really creative folks out there with a bit of money who can hopefully pick up a license for cheap and make something incredible.
Yeah. I mean, off the top of my head, like I don't know. Do you think Sony would buy this?
No.
No, I don't think so either. I don't. And the thing is that they do have a hole in their, because they love, Sony's like, we're the ones who are going to do single player games. And so I feel like Dragon Age fits very well with that. And Sony does not really have a lot of like fantasy stuff. So it's disappointing, but I think nobody is really buying IPs right now. Everybody's cutting everything, as we're about to get into with the Microsoft layoffs. And so it's really disappointing, but I think Wizards of the Coast is a good idea. Because I feel like they have other revenue. I think I've heard that they make money.
They found a way. They found a way out there
with these physical things, not licenses to own physical things.
It's a weird. Well, actually, no, they do have a lot of their books now are digital, but you can buy the physical book with a thing that comes with the digital copy, which is
that's how it should be. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, fingers are crossed for Dragon Age.
Yeah, that it can survive. We'll see. We will see. All right, let's get into our main topic this week, and that is the massive Microsoft layoffs. Apparently, 3,200 people will be let go over the next couple of weeks. As of right now, 1,600, half of that, have been let go immediately, and they are gone. This is a huge layoff. It is the biggest Microsoft gaming layoff that we have covered since we started doing the podcast, which has been a long time now. Yeah. So this is pretty devastating. And in particular, when Asha came in, the new person in charge of Xbox, she was telling us everything that we wanted to hear. And we praised her for doing that. We're like, okay, we're bringing console exclusives back. The Xbox had a good showing at Summer Games Fest. She was saying all the right things in front of the press. And then we get to 1 month later, and we are going to fire so much of our team, and across teams doing several different games, and teams that have been making games specifically for Xbox Game Pass, where they get buried and they don't they don't. They're not selling any copies because they're free on Xbox Game Pass. And then you're like, oh well, that's how Netflix does it, and but things get buried in Netflix and at Hulu and in streaming services and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
sometimes it's a good shot up for them, but a lot of times it is just they're buried in a content river. Can I tell you one more thing about Xbox CEO Asa Sharma?
Yes, please.
Just been named as the advisor to the U.S. Federal Reserve on productivity and jobs.
To the U.S. the government?
Yeah.
She's an advisor.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a big. What that is that this is a big AI play. I feel like.
Yeah, I think so. Especially on the day or the day after she cut the largest amount of jobs out of one of the biggest entertainment industries. And to be fair, for America, entertainment is. I was about to curse. Entertainment is like what we make. That's our thing. That's the premium that we put out. We are the culture centers for the world. And in terms of video games, we have had some incredible games. I mean, largely Japan has kind of got things started in terms of making narrative games like Final Fantasy, whatever. But I feel like for the past 20 years, America's been pumping out our Last of Us, our Uncharted, our really incredible games. And to see that all kind of like drift away. Granted, it's a global effort, but I feel like the American companies are the things that are making these games. To see that all sort of be washed away, most likely in favor of AI, and then working with this government, which has also been very friendly towards AI and very anti-consumer. It is not a good sign to see her cozying up to this particular administration. Let's just say.
Oh my God, that's terrible, Deuce. I did not read that.
It broke like 56 minutes ago. So
okay. Oh boy. Well, that's awful. And I have a feeling that a lot of these people who are getting laid off, they are not going to be rehired, and they're not going to be replaced. We are reorganizing to become a fully AI company with AI managers. Or like where you have a person who's working there, but they're working with a bunch of AI tools as opposed to working with people. And that really, really, really sucks. Obviously, this has been a huge blow if you're a fan of any of the Microsoft IPs, which is a lot. They're pretty much entirely. Any of the small IPs are gone. They also announced that they're completely focused on their IPs, like their big ones. So Fallout and Elder Scrolls are pretty much it. We don't know if there's going to be another Gears of War game after E-Day. I don't know that we need another Gears of War game, to be honest. We don't know what's happening with Halo. I feel like that's very elusive right now, and they might just let Halo fade into the darkness, which is a very unfortunate possibility. This is really bad. So let's get into specifically. So for Elder Scrolls, I don't know that this is really news, but it was an article anyway. But the Elder Scrolls is expected to be delayed more than it had already been, and they say 2 to 3 years, so we'll just call that 3 years, meaning that it's 3 years away. And you know what? Just for safety, let's call it 4 years. So
let's
2030.
call it 4 years, really. Yeah.
2030 for the next Elder Scrolls game, because a bunch of their staff was gutted, and it's just like it's one thing to cut the staff of Senu. What's that? The really cinematic Viking game, Senua's Blade or something like that.
Soul Set or something Sacrifice. Yeah,
which is a great game, and that team never should have been let go in the first place. That's the first thing. But it's one thing to be like, okay, this game is not going to make enough money, but it's like, what are you doing cutting the team at Bethesda?
To be fair, it's been 19 years since they made a freaking Elder Scrolls game, so
I hear that, but to me, that's a failure of leadership. That isn't
Yes.
a failure
Oh, yeah.
of the people who are actually making the video game and the people who are easier to lay off, who are in the lower levels of the company. And
Mm.
so, like, if you could replace Todd,
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's time for a new leadership, Todd. Maybe
So
something
it's
like
time for
that.
someone new to step in a leather jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is like again the thing that a lot of companies do when they buy gaming, or they invest in games or buy gaming companies. They go like, gaming is making so much money. This studio just made a great game. I'm gonna buy him. And then that company doesn't make money for 10 years, or not like the money at the level that they saw because of a game release, and they go like, what's going on, bro? Let's make this a free to play game. Can you make it tomorrow? And that is the entirety of how the business world sees video games, when it is not video game people. So and like that is even on the crapshoot that a game comes out and is well received and makes buckets of money, which
Yeah.
typically, I think I would say Elder Scrolls, Fallout games tend to do. But you have a couple drops like Fallout 76. You have the Elder Scrolls the online, which is I'm sure making some money, but also all these like mobile games, all these little things. The show, there is a lot of hype around it, but not a ton of money, and it is just so crazy to like cut the staff working on that game when it just hasn't been enough already to make the game.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's hard to say what's going on over there, and it's hard to like defend like, especially the leadership. It's hard to defend the leadership and their decisions at this point. And to a degree, I do kind of understand people being like, "Well, you guys haven't made a new blockbuster in over 20 years, so we
Yeah.
have to reduce staff. We have to reduce our spending on this." So,
Yeah, but yeah, again, get rid of the higher ups as well if we're going to do that. They need
absolutely.
to
I
they
mean,
need to
get rid
take
of
some
them and nobody else.
yeah, they need to take responsibility of this constant, like, how many years ago did we get the Elder Scroll trailer? And then recently, prior to the layoff news, I was reading an article earlier last week that it was like, we released the Elder Scrolls trailer too early. And it's like, too early?
Homie.
Have some
Homie.
have some standards, my man.
Yeah.
Skyrim came out in 2011. Like 15 years ago, and you
Yeah.
were like, well, we put the trailer out 12 years after the last game, and it was too soon. What are you talking about? So it's really unfortunate. Let's get into Obsidian,
Mm.
where our friend Austin works, and I have confirmed he did survive the layoffs. But
Hooray, Austin. That's awesome.
yes, good for him.
Yeah.
He's currently working on the DLC for the Outer Worlds 2, the first DLC pack. But as
Very
soon
cool.
as Obsidian is done pumping that out, because people have paid for it already, all of the teams who have suffered from this is including the developer, the teams that worked on Grounded, the teams that worked on the Outer Worlds, Austin's team, and then the team that worked on Avowed. Apparently, there was maybe going to be an Avowed sequel. That's canceled. That's not happening anymore.
Makes sense.
There's not going to be another Outer Worlds, and Grounded is on, aside from regular
Grounded is
updates.
grounded.
Yeah, it's Grounded. And apparently
Mm-hmm.
from the staff that's left, they are going to try to redirect Obsidian to make a new Fallout game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we don't know if this is, a Fallout New Vegas 2, or if they could have Obsidian just do Fallout 5.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, I was reading somewhere here. Yes, they did express making Fallout 5 and had a pitch for Fallout 5 a while ago. So that could be possible, especially if the main Bethesda group is working on Elder Scrolls, because it's going to be here by 2035. So they gotta keep hammering it out. So, yeah, I think it's good that they're working on a new Fallout. I have never really liked the Fallout games, to be completely honest, but with the success of the TV show, it makes a lot of sense. Do you think you'd rather see New Vegas 2 or Fallout 5?
It's tough. I liked New Vegas and the setting, but I didn't love it as much as I love sort of your general Fallout setting. Like obviously they're close, they're similar.
Mhm.
Um, but I think I would like to see Fallout 5 done by Obsidian. Sort of let them get the full rights to the series and not have to do kind of, because New Vegas was a spin-off, even though it is a lot of people's favorite.
Yeah.
I think giving them let them play with the story, the main toolbox of things that are going on, and make a whole world there, or make their imprint on the world in kind of a brand new area. But yeah, I would be more excited for that. I think it's tough to do a sequel to New Vegas, in my opinion. But
I agree, and I think New Vegas feels better like a one-off than like having that be a series, and it's very restrictive. Obviously, you have to keep it in Vegas and whatnot. So yeah, I'd love for them to get the reins to Fallout 5. I hope that they hire some people back to do so, because it's going to be a huge project. But I have more faith that Obsidian can do something with Fallout than I do Bethesda's normal team. So so I am hopeful in that regard. Maybe Austin will be working on the new Fallout. I guess we will see.
What do you think that the Fallout TV show will have some sort of imprint on the next Fallout game?
100%. And I don't think that will. I don't think that that'll be influenced by the Obsidian team. I think it'll be Microsoft being like, okay, but you got to put these Easter eggs and stuff like that in. So it would very much be that.
Yeah, I'm ready for the next Fallout iteration. I'm more ready for the next Elder Scrolls iteration, but I'm ready for the next Fallout iteration. It's been long enough, and we've had Fallout 4 re-released several times.
Yeah, we don't need another remaster. That's not really a remaster. I will say, credit to Ubisoft for actually making a proper remaster instead of just like, oh, it's in a new resolution and we changed the menus. So I'm glad that they actually put some effort into it.
I would take a Fallout a Fallout New Vegas remake. I think that would be pretty fun, because that game is very old at this point and very aged.
Sure.
That would be a fun one to see. If they were to fully remake that game, I would take that instead of Fallout 5, but I would prefer Fallout 5.
I hope that Obsidian can make Fallout 5 and move the series forward, where Bethesda has refused to move the series forward, as far as just a lot of their very old systems that are not streamlined and unnecessary in modern gaming, unfortunately.
True.
Shout out to Austin. Shout out to Obsidian. Sorry for all the layoffs. Hope people who are still there are doing okay and don't feel, like guilt for the people who were let go. That they're still there, kind of a thing. But yeah, crappy news this week. Sorry, we talked about it impassionedly, so I'm happy about that. We had a high energy episode. We're gonna wrap it up there for episode 126 for the GGG podcast. If you haven't already liked and subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. And if you're listening to the audio only version on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you can follow us over there as well. We might be off next week. We're gonna see how Phil and I's schedules are. We are quite busy. I don't want to overload us. And I'd rather, restart with a bunch of energy when we have proper time and energy to do so.
Let me see. If we skip a week, I'm just keeping track of the days here. We won't be at. I'm really excited. I'm very stoked to talk about the Avatar fighting game. But that's still quite a ways off. It's the very end of the month, so either way, I'm going to be thinking about it. Tell you what.
Do you know if it's coming out alongside the movie that's coming out on Paramount Plus? The Last Airbender?
Let me see when that movie comes out.
That movie comes out on July 25th, I believe. So, a couple weeks.
Okay, I think this one is the 29th, but let me double check.
Okay, well, same week. That'll be fun.
Oh, wait, I clicked the wrong avatar. I'm on Pandora. Legends fighting the 23rd. So actually they're like 2 days ahead of the film release, which will be, I think, very good for everyone involved. So
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Avatar's awesome. Last Airbender Avatar. Just to clarify. All right. Peace out, everybody. We will see you next week or the week after that. You'll find out soon, I guess.
And we love you. Don't forget.
Yes. Phil loves you and I like you. All right. Bye.
Aw.